It's ESPN and the new Sunny 95.3. I am Stevie J. Let's talk marriage. Let's talk arguments. So much being said about the royal family. It is a happy time for them. Experts say people argue. They get in fights all the time. Why does that happen? What leads to the most destructive arguments in a relationship? Dr. Wendy Rice, licensed psychologist. I love Tampa, Florida. Wendy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I love flying into Bradenton. I love going to Anna Maria. I love that area. It's just a great area.
It is gorgeous down here.
You work with couples all the time on this. What would be second if money's way out with a bullet? What's second?
In my practice in Tampa, because I work with a lot of families with special needs kids, so if you're a family with special needs kids, that's brutal. Sex, bedroom stuff is huge and incredibly difficult for people to talk about. In-laws, there's lots of topics that people are fighting about.
Yeah, somebody says something about them. What do you mean by that? That kind of stuff.
As far as the kids thing, it's just stressful to have a high-needs kid.
Yeah. I mean, also, isn't it critical? I mean, as a psychologist, you work with couples, to actually look in each other's eyes, actually make eye contact, because sometimes we're so busy we don't.
We've been thinking about the role of media and having an iPad in your hand and always being able to be on the phone and checking Facebook and all of that can really be a detractor. Looking each other in the eye and being genuine and being real and talking about what you really think, that's hard work.
Yeah, my upcoming book is titled Look Up.
That's fabulous.
Thank you.
Is it really?
It's only written. Yeah, I look up. I got the title, and I'm all ready to go. I got the that's it. But I know exactly what I'm going to do. I've got the title, Wendy. It's called Look Up, and it has a lot of meaning. And I'm going to write a little book on it, a little seminar thing about communicating with each other, to look at each other's eyes. We go so fast, and then when we're together, we're looking down at the phone.
Well, I think that's an important book to write, so I look forward to reading it.
Thank you so much, Wendy. You can write my preface. Come on now. She's in Tampa. She's a psychologist. Do you hold hope? Do you think we can beat this 50-50 divorce thing?
I think that there's work to do in the beginning of relationships for a lot of people. I've seen marriages turn around, and I've seen communication improve. And if you love each other and that underlying importance is there, I absolutely think so. I'm a hopeful person.
Yeah, and you know what? That commitment, the foundation, that whole thing, it's just so important. And I guess if you have that value going in of how important this is, then you work a little harder at it maybe.
Absolutely. There is a sense of commitment that some couples, if you can imagine, don't have.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to have that long-term view of marriage.
What's your view of Anthony Weiner and his wife, Huma?
I think Anthony Weiner doesn't have great judgment, and I think Anthony Weiner doesn't have great impulse control.
Are you kidding me? I told Diane, I don't even think I know 10 women. How did he text 10 women? Like, what do you, what? I mean, what? And you got this wife that's got Hillary Clinton as a buddy. What good timing that is. I mean, goodness gracious, what do you do with a guy? He's a weird creepo is what he is.
But I think
and he's destroying 2 careers.
No, it's terrible. Unbelievable.
Well, and I would just, the presence of forgiveness to me is something that's put in the spotlight with her doing a press conference last week.
Right. I wonder how many times you can forgive.
Well, if you're not, it's one thing to forgive, but if you continue to do what you're doing and you don't actually try and rehab, then you just say, wow, okay, so you got a lot of problems here, fella. And guess what his kid's going to grow up knowing about his dad, all that. That'll always be on the internet and stuff. Well, we'll continue to work on this, Wendy. Are you on the internet somewhere?
RicePsychology.com.
Come on now. Tampa, Florida. Wendy Rice. Way to go. You're awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on, Dr. Wendy Rice.